In the ancient world, as societies rose and fell, stories of powerful kings, queens, and vibrant cultures echoed across the vast landscapes. Among these tales, one story remained deeply rooted in the sacred texts of the Bible, the origin of black people. These ancient narratives are etched in time, revealing the rich heritage of Africa and its people, a lineage traced back to the early days of humanity. As the Bible tells it, all people of the earth are descendants of Noah's three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. From these three brothers, the diverse races and nations of the world emerged. Of particular importance in the history of black and African people is Ham, one of Noah's sons. Ham's descendants are recognized as the ancestors of many of the peoples of Africa, particularly those with dark skin. Ham's lineage is detailed in the Bible, specifically in the book of Genesis. His children, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan, became the founders of great nations. Cush, the firstborn of Ham, is often identified with Ethiopia, and his descendants spread across regions known for their ancient and thriving civilizations. Mizraim, another of Ham's sons, is the progenitor of the Egyptians, a powerful civilization that dominated the ancient world. Phut, associated with Libya and other North African regions, and Canaan, whose descendants occupied lands near the Mediterranean, complete the list of Ham's sons, all linked to the origins of black people in Africa. The name Ham itself is significant. In ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and other languages, it translates to burnt or dark, a reference to Ham's skin color. This further cements the connection between Ham and the African peoples. The Bible also mentions that Ham's descendants settled in areas corresponding to Africa, including Egypt, Ethiopia, and regions of North Africa. Among Ham's descendants, Cush played a pivotal role. Cush's lineage is believed to have spread across East Africa, forming ancient and influential kingdoms such as Nubia and Ethiopia. Cush is also considered the ancestor of many African groups, including the Ethiopians, Eritreans, and people from regions like Mali and Kenya. Furthermore, Cush's son, Nimrod, became a mighty leader who established the first kingdoms of Mesopotamia, further extending the influence of Ham's lineage into the early civilizations of the ancient world. The Bible links Egypt, referred to as Mizraim in biblical texts, to Ham's second son. Egyptians were often described as a dark-skinned people, and their civilization is another testament to the significant contributions of Ham's descendants. Even today, Egypt is recognized as a land filled with ancient wonders, reflecting the enduring legacy of the people of Ham. The story of Ham is not without controversy. One of the most misinterpreted parts of the Bible is the so-called Curse of Ham. This stems from an episode in the book of Genesis where Ham witnessed his father, Noah, in a drunken state and failed to act with respect. Instead of assisting his father, Ham told his brothers about Noah's condition, and as a result, Noah placed a curse, not on Ham, but on Ham's son, Canaan. Unfortunately, this curse has often been wrongly interpreted to suggest that all of Ham's descendants were cursed, which is not accurate. The curse was specific to Canaan, and it was tied to his descendants, not to all African people. As the story continues, the Bible and other ancient texts provide more insight into Ham's role in the post-flood world. The Book of Jubilees, an ancient Jewish text, offers additional details about Ham's later life and the generations that followed. It describes Ham's family's efforts to settle in Africa, their challenges, and their desire to claim the lands that had been promised to them. This text also speaks of the powerful cities and regions established by Ham and his descendants, including the kingdom of Cush, and reflects on the tensions that arose when Canaan attempted to settle in lands that were reserved for Shem's descendants. Though Ham's story may have been forgotten or misunderstood over the centuries, the Bible consistently positions him as a foundational figure in the history of Africa and its people. His children became the leaders of powerful and influential civilizations that contributed significantly to world history. Egypt, Ethiopia, and many other African nations trace their origins to Ham, a testimony to the rich and noble ancestry of Black people according to the Bible. However, it is important to approach these biblical narratives with a balanced understanding. While they provide valuable insight into the genealogical origins of African people, they represent ancient perspectives. Modern scholars draw from various fields, including archaeology, linguistics, and genetics, to provide a more comprehensive view of human history. This ongoing research helps to weave a fuller and more nuanced tapestry of the origins and migrations of Black people.